and welcome back to another Chinese food adventure. Today, what are we eating, parents?
Bullfrog!
Yes, I am taking my parents to try bullfrog for the very first time. It's one of my favorite meats, actually. I'd say my favorite meat is pork, second favorite would be duck, and I'd say my third most favorite meat in the world would be bullfrog, just because I love how tender it is, I love the texture, and you guys have never had it before. So I've actually scoured the internet for places in Sydney where I can find bullfrog, and I've actually found this one place that not only do they serve bullfrog, they also serve it in this like 4-tiered hot pot concept.
Whoa.
So one of the levels is going to be frog. Yeah. Another level is, and then the other 3 levels, I don't know what there's going to be in them, but it's going to be amazing. What do you think it'll be like?
I don't know. I'm thinking because it's a frog and it's a bit fishy, maybe.
Well, I'm actually leaping for joy to try frog today. I'm not hopping mad about frog in general, but as long as it doesn't leave a croak in my throat, I think it's going to be good.
Oh, you've been practicing that, haven't you, John? My goodness.
Do you want to know how to say bullfrog in Chinese?
I'd love to.
Yes.
It's a really fun word. I really like saying it. It's "牛蛙."
牛蛙. Ni hao牛蛙.
Hello, bullfrog. Now you know how to properly greet a bullfrog. I think it's time we actually go and try it.
When we park the car, let's hope we don't get towed.
Today's food adventure brings us to Eastwood, a great place to get some really authentic Chinese food if you're living in Sydney. But the place we're coming to today, I've never been to before. It's this one here. It's called Cun Wai Yo Xing Guang. Its English name is Twinkle Village. Such a cute name. So Dad, do you want to check out the menu? It's just here.
Read it?
As soon as you walk in, the first thing you'll notice are all the signature leveled pots. Some have 2 levels, some have 3, but today we're going full out and getting the 4 leveled one. It's so tall, they have to separate the top one from the rest. I think the best way to describe this dish is breathtaking, and it's fair to say we were all very impressed by it. This looks absolutely incredible. Check out this tower of food. What'd you say?
I think I've said something stupid because she's put the video on. But I said, oh look, they're prawns. No, they're not. They're low wide.
Xiaolongxia.
Xiaolongxia. Oh, it's pretty close.
I thought this was a hilarious comment because lawai means something very different in Mandarin. It means foreigner, to be exact.
What do they call it again?
Xiaolongxia.
Xiaolongxia. Xiaolongxia.
You can also speak a little bit.
No, not much.
Chicken feet, pork ribs, yabbies, and bullfrogs.
Ni hao牛蛙. This bullfrog is a bit sad, I think. It's unhoppy.
Since we've come for the Nyowa, for the bullfrog, should we start with some bullfrog?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Certainly looks good.
It smells delicious.
And if you listen closely, you'll hear it bubbling. The cool thing about this pot is it keeps everything inside so deliciously hot.
So it stays hot for you.
And it's not just bullfrog in here, you've also got some carrot, you've got some coriander. You can see lots of Sichuan peppercorns here, so it does have a slightly numbing taste, which I love. Look at that. It just falls off the bone. Look at this juicy piece of bullfrog. Well, enjoy.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Very tender and very tasty.
Kind of like a mixture between fish and chicken.
The spice, the texture, everything. Love it. I can see why you would say that this is one of your favourite meats.
Well, look at the cute little bones.
They're so cute, aren't they? So one thing about bullfrog, it is very, very bony. And actually the mark of someone who can eat bullfrog very, very well, like a master bullfrog eater, is how clean you can have your bones. Obviously, I am no master bullfrog eater. Got a lot of meat still left on those bones there, which I will try and clean off as much as possible. But let's see how Mum and Dad are doing. Mum?
Not really good.
Well, that's okay. Okay, what about you, Dad? Oh my gosh. Wow, you really got those clean.
Master bullfrog eater. You just have to learn to suck the bone off really hard. And nibble the tip and then pull it out quickly before it gets all over you.
Well, I think you can take this as a sign that we have really enjoyed our bullfrog. We have absolutely decimated this level. And now it's time to go into level number 2. As Dad likes to call them, the lao wai. So let's put on our gloves and get stuck into these xiaolongxia. Nice and big. These ones are from Queensland.
Oh wow, wow. Smell the garlic in this.
The flavour profile of our xiaolongxia today are a non-spicy garlic and onion flavour. Super, super fragrant. You kind of like take its head off, so you're left with the body. And then you want to get out that succulent body meat.
They can't.
Oh, they can't.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
You just pull it.
Oh,
that's it.
That's awesome. I didn't see that. They've actually cut it down the middle so that you can actually just open it like
my goodness.
So,
Oh, look at that.
oh, that looks good.
Oh, it does look good.
Really good.
That is so delicious.
Kind of like a garlic prawn.
Yeah.
You know something interesting I found out when I was in Shi, which is like arguably the best xiaolongjia in China. A guy there that works on a farm, he told me that you can eat as many xiaolongjia you want and you won't gain weight.
一个人最多可以吃到40斤，
Wow.
人不会胖。
You know what? I'm taking this as my excuse to eat as much xiaolongjia as I want.
Bring it on.
Okay, look at this. We've absolutely decimated our second level of this pot. Now it's on to these ribs. These are this restaurant's signature pork ribs. I've seen a lot of people recommend them online.
They look really good.
Dad, you've had your eye on them, so get in there.
Get in my belly. Really good. Bacon again.
Look nice and crispy on the outside. Super crispy. Listen to this.
Everything stays hot because of the technique of
Yes.
this.
Really
It's
clever.
hitting up
Yeah.
through the middle and
Like we've been here already for half an hour, 45 minutes. It's been on the table and we've been slowly making our way up, but this is still crispy and it's still hot.
I think as a food blogger, you should insist on one of these every time you try
Every
stuff
meal.
because my goodness, this is what a way to keep it warm. Brilliant idea.
And how beautiful is it? What
It's
a
stunning.
nice way of presenting it. Ooh, practical, attractive, hot. Sounds like I'm describing myself.
No, you forgot modest. Each dish has its own flavour profile. It's not like one merges into the other. They're very distinct flavours.
I'll tell you how good it is too, but I don't want to waste time. I want to keep eating.
And keep eating we did.
Well, we had the amphibian, we had the crustacean, we've had the mammal, and now we're going to have the poultry.
Time for one of my favourite things, chicken feet.
Now, Amy, I know I thought growing up that you should never play with your food, but I'm finding those chicken feet really, really hard to resist.
Me too.
Shall we?
Let's do it. Sailor went to sea to see what he could see. Well, let's get in here with our chicken feet. I love chicken feet. I love how collagen-y and jelly-like it is. My favourite part of a chicken foot is this part here, because that's like the most amount of juiciness that you'll get, and then the rest is all just bones.
Yeah, this has been so delicious, but I've got to say, there's been a level of marfan in every dish. The bullfrog, you've got the little bones, and then you've got the
lao wai.
You've got to open, and they're beautiful and hot, and then you've got the pork that had a little bit of bone, and then the chicken feet, which are probably the most
marfan, definitely.
But the marfan is worth it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. It slows you down a little bit and lets you appreciate, and the bullfrog especially is just nice, taking your time.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because of that, but I feel like I've gotten to the top and I still have room for more because I feel like I've spaced out my eating. It hasn't been like usually I go to a restaurant and I'm shoveling it in like mad. You know, I'm getting little bite by little bite, and you know, this is a meal you can really appreciate over the course of a couple of hours, I think.
Don't worry, I'm still shoveling it in.
You're just learning faster how to eat
going
chicken
faster.
feet. Okay, now let's try and polish off this majestic food tower. It may look like we've eaten most of it, but there's still a deceptively large amount of food still in here.
It goes down and down and down.
Yeah, because it's not just this bit here that you see, it's
Look at
deep.
this, right down there. It's like full of stuff. Look how much, that's just from the pork.
This is just from the pork. This is just one dish. I thought we had most of it. Full disclosure, guys, about this dish, it is more on the pricey side, and that's because a lot of these ingredients aren't super available in Australia. For example, bullfrog. Actually, this one level of bullfrog alone is $98. So if you come here, you will be spending a little bit more. But the thing is, this 4-layered hot pot could easily feed 6 people. We've got still a lot left over, and we're absolutely stuffed.
What do you get if you cross Darth Vader with a frog?
What?
Star Wars
Star warts? Why warts?
with a toad.
Toads have warts?
Yeah, it's like an old-fashioned.
I guess that echoes in the bubble.
Desserts.
Oh my goodness.
Amy's favourite.
It's her favourite thing in all the world.
Oh well, she can live on Benton.
That looks so freaking good. I'm so excited. I'm shaking.
And are these like the traditional kind of toppings that you would normally get? So talk me
this,
through it.
So this is a soba, which is like glutinous rice little thing. These are peanuts. This is shanja, which is hawthorn flakes.
I like hawthorn.
This I'm not really too sure what that is, but on top here it looks like osmanthus. It's actually a really good bing fam. I love how strong that brown sugar syrup is. So it has a really nice sweetness, but not overpowering at the same time. Loving. Loving the toppings.
I like these, the little balls.
Mom, you're not going to mix it?
Well, no, I'm just going to try it like this, just a little bit at a time. But I have to say, I understand your obsession with this. This is really good, especially after that spice.
Well, that brings us to the end of our Eastwood food adventure today. That was a very memorable meal. Absolutely delicious, every single part of it, from the top to the bottom to the big fin.
Yep.
10 out of 10, would recommend.
I wouldn't recommend coming here with white pants.
Yep, it was definitely a
Can you
a
see
rookie
I've
error.
gotten spills everywhere.
Black pants is a recommendation.
Thanks guys so much for watching. Thanks Mum and Dad for joining me.
Thanks.
And I'm so glad you got to
Great.
try something new today.
Bullfrog, yeah. Who would have thought?
And don't forget to what, Dad?
SLC.
What's that mean, Mum?
Subscribe, like, comment.
Or else what?
Or else Amy will be poor.
Yeah. So please subscribe, comment and like. And we will see you next week.
Bye.